For all my people out there that got a job.
Welcome back to another episode of Bri The Black Sheep. I'm your host, Bri The Black Sheep, the Black Bachelorette, self-proclaimed. Because I don't want these niggas want me. Oh, it feels so good to say that again. Okay, today we are talking about nothing but the explosive reunion of Summer House. Listen, Bravo has got me yet again. I really just want to enjoy shows like Rhode Island, because when you see you have the same people all together, it's just guilt-free watch. But when you have a group of all white people and you want to sprinkle in the one black girl, drama. Okay, we're going to just kick this off real quick. I decided I was going to go to a watch party to watch Reunion because I'm like, I cannot do this alone. I need moral support. I need other angry women. I need everyone to be there so that we can feel these moments together, okay? Happy Sierra's Revenge Day, okay? I could not wait to see this. So I went to a bar down the street. I want to shout out the bar, but I genuinely cannot remember. I looked up 5 different places. Listen, Austin was doing their thing. They were showing this reunion everywhere. I mean, there was like 5 different options. I chose one closest to me. There was like cars around the corner everywhere. Like we get in there and this is like the women's Super Bowl. Genuinely, this was like really our moment. So we come in, the weather is looking a little but it's outside. There's like a little canopy over us. Nowhere to sit, mind you. I go all the way to the back. There's 2 seats in the back. So I grab a chair, take it to the very front. All white women. There's nothing but white women in this place, right? Everybody's dressed like they're in a fucking polo club. I don't know what the fuck that's about. Like, they look like literally they just work on boats. I don't know what was happening. I was dressed in this pretty green looking dress because I was like, I'm going to get cute for this. I guess nobody else got the memo. So as soon as I got there, the reunion starts. I pull up my chair at the very front and we jump right into it. So the reunion starts with, I think it's so cool that we jumped into it where everybody was when the joint statement from Wes and Amanda dropped. So you see Lindsay, she's in her confessional for In the City. She's like asking about how her looks, everything. And then Kyle just comes in like, what are you doing? She's like, he's like, have you started? She's like, I'm in the middle. What's going on? You can see he just comes in flustered. He's like, check your phone. When I tell you there's a wave of like, everyone's holding their breath at this bar, and we're all in this together. So watching them find out in real time, nuts. Kyle's a mess. He cannot even read the statement. He's like, Lindsay, read it to me. And she's just like, she goes to start reading. As soon as she gets done reading, before they can even digest, everyone's calling. Jesse's calling. Mia's calling. Carl's calling. Everyone is on group. They're on a group phone call, and they're just like, this is fucked up. You can tell Kyle is just like, there's so many moments Kyle's just inwardly spiraling that you wonder if he feels like this is his fault or like there's something that was happening in their marriage that led to this. Like, did he contribute to it? He's just spiraling. You have no idea what's going on in his head. And so from that moment, they're all just, this messed up, blah, blah. Everyone's pitching, saying things. And then everyone's like, has anyone talked to Sierra? Is Sierra okay? And Kyle's like, Sierra is so hurt. And we think back to the moment where we saw the statement come out and Sierra's in the middle of New York City on the ground, tears come down her face. She's just in that fucking moment. She's devastated. And though you can't see her, we saw that in real time. And thinking about, they're having this conversation. She is on the ground in the middle of New York. People are passing by taking pictures. She doesn't care. She's done. Like, she cannot believe it. Because I think them finding out, Kyle and Sierra finding out the night before this came out was one thing. To wake up to a joint statement, why would y'all post a joint statement? It's like, oh, we're in cahoots, we're in this together. Like, it's us against the world. It's just like the severity of them posting a joint statement. And I know we're in a world where like social media is that big a deal, but it's that big a deal that she decided to do a joint statement. So like, that's how we begin this reunion. They fast forward to us actually getting to the reunion. Okay. And so we see Carl and KJ, they're talking about like, this is so crazy. Wes and Amanda were just publicly at this game. KJ's like, I was supposed to be at that game with Wes. And Carl's like, well, why didn't you? And KJ's like, well, we're not friends anymore. So this told me that while KJ and Wes were going to go to this game, even if they decided not to go to this game, Wes, this was like a boys thing. Wes could have easily just took a guy, right? This could have been like a guy's thing to go to together. Him taking Amanda and them publicly kissing, coming out, and doing this on the day that Sierra's cover dropped, disgusting. And not only that, that's the first thing Carl and KJ said. Like, they did that. Like, they're such dumbasses to do this on the day that Sierra's cover came out. Like, what's wrong with y'all? That let me know that y'all know them well enough to know that this was intentional. Y'all understand the world and the content creation and influencer world where something this big to go out publicly where you know, like Amanda was gaslighting Sierra to say, you know that you're under a microscope right now. You knew what that would do to Sierra shine on that day. And this air of them follows them through this whole situation. This air of just like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do. And this is just, it is what it is. Like, it just feels so intentional the whole way through. So Wes shows up to the reunion. He comes in, he kisses Amanda. Again, the air of just like, we don't care, we're kissing, we're together, y'all get over it. Big F you. They have a joint dressing room. I'm just like, if there was any moment for them to show any remorse or to feel like, we know we did a fucked up thing, we're gonna be accountable, these are the moments where everyone is watching you. Every choice that you make is on a grand stage to be picked apart. And at every single turn, every small little bit of the intersection, they're like, we're kissing, we're going to this like any other reunion, as if this is just a slight inconvenience we caused. And it's like, if it's one thing when watching a reunion and watching how they interact as the reunion is going, but to know that these people are going to watch the reunion over and watch them behind closed doors and see the way that they react, and they don't give a damn. Like, there is nothing in them that gives a damn about any of this. It reminds me of like when you're arguing with a Karen and like, she just knows she has more authority and power than you, or it's like, oh, I can call the cops on you, or I can, this energy of like, I have more privilege than you, so your torment means nothing. I get to just be smug and smirk because at the end of the day, if the cops get here, you're going to jail. If at the end of the day, you'll have the consequences. I'm prime and privileged. Their energy gives Ken and Karen. It's just like, it's wild. I've been in these situations where you're like fuming. You see Sierra and Kyle in the other room, they're crying. You see all of this energy coming up, and then you see the people who caused it, and they're just like watching paint dry. They're like, man, yeah, we're here. We're just gonna have to be accountable and just do this. Blowing my mind. So again, we get to Sierra and Kyle, and Sierra's like, she just seems so kind of defeated and just like, she just seems drained. And you're like, okay, what happened? Because before a reunion, they usually fuel these people up with alcohol, whatever. No, they sobered these people up with reality. They made them watch 2 hours of the past 2 episodes. They showed them the last 2 episodes of Summer House and went straight into the reunion. It's like, there, do with that what you will. I cannot imagine being sobered up with not only reality, but sobered up with reality TV. Like, I have to watch what I thought happened right back for 2 straight hours, then go into this reunion and just be. So Sierra, what I noticed is that she centered Kyle's feelings. She's like, regardless of what happened to me, I am so sorry that I was not understanding you more. I stood so hard with Amanda, your wife, trying to be supportive of my friend, that I was not at all acknowledging what you were possibly going through. She starts crying. Kyle's hugging her. It's like, it's fine. I love their friendship. I genuinely love the way Kyle supports and sees Sierra. He sees her. He sees when she cries. He sees when she's sad. He hears her when she says and acknowledges the things that she says to him. So I thought that was very special. We go back over to Wes and Amanda, and Andy comes in. He's like, well, y'all seem calm. And they're like, yeah, as much as you can be. And he's like, okay, well, and he walks out. And Wes is like, oh, okay, well, it wasn't that bad. And Amanda's like, yeah, that's nothing. That's just him coming in being like, okay, y'all don't seem to give a fuck. When Andy goes to check on Sierra, that when Sierra first appears on camera and Andy goes to check on her, that is the first moment we got to see, besides that picture of her on the sidewalk, we got to see on video just how broken and stirred this has been to her spirit. This has really dampened her spirit. And it makes me really sad as a black woman to see her like that, because I don't often film or record my pain. I usually like pictures on Instagram. I don't openly speak about my pain because people, I felt this since younger, that people have really congratulated or basked in my pain. People really love to see black women do terrible. Like there is just something about feeling like we have this shine that you can just humble. People love that. So to see that not only she's going through these vulnerable, really hard moments, but it's all being filmed. It breaks my heart for her, because them saying she has a cold or hardened exterior, it's because of things like this, things that the way that people have treated her, and she has to maintain this sanity with her. So to see her just be so broken, devastating. And Andy asks Sierra, what is the one question you'd like to know? And she's just like, why? Like, I just want to know why. Like, and what I hear in her saying that is, what have I done for y'all to possibly do this to me? Especially because she had just made up with Wes. So what possibly, if y'all wasn't doing it already before the summer, like you swear, I not only forgave you, Wes, but we were moving forward. You're leading me on. We're getting somewhere. And Amanda, I'm supporting you through your goddamn divorce, your goddamn separation. So why? What did I do to warrant this from you? This betrayal. So we go over to Jesse, who announces that there's a dick pic going around. And lo and behold, it's none other than the embarrassing ass Wes. Ugh. Wes has been on this show for 2 seasons, right? 2 years of him being on this show. And I'm like, he has made such gigantic, poor, and messy decisions that I'm just like, it was one of those people that's like, you would just wanted fame so bad, because if not, why did you do all this? You're just sending out dick pics. Not only that, his dick pics are a reflection of who this man is. Because if you want us to believe that you were actually flaccid in these pictures and not hard at all, so you had so much emboldened audacity that you were just like, I ain't even got to be hard. I'm gonna just send these girls whatever, because I can just do whatever. They're just gonna like me because of the fame. Like, that's what tells me either, boy, you're lying. You were not soft. That was you trying. Okay, that was you absolutely trying, and it looks a mess. Wes's penis is a mess. That's what the shirts should say, because flaccid at that. So we're watching them all just crack up, and we go to sit down, and then that's when Wes acknowledges, like, oh, he's seen his own dick pics. He's like, wow. People, and so it's like right before camera's about to yell action, this man's penis, he just found out, is all over the internet. Again, Amanda's response to it is just kind of like, oh, this is so crazy. These are two people who I feel like have little value in themselves. I truly don't believe that they hold themselves to a high regard. They're just kind of like, we're just white people in the world just figuring it out. It's just, wow, we just do things. This is just crazy. This just happens. Like, you don't feel anything? He's like, yep, that's me. That's my flaccid pee-pee. What? How do you not feel any bit of shame? There's just not enough shame in these people's heart and these people's spirit that I'm just like, is this what white supremacy does to y'all? Because please don't give me a dose any day. I don't want any of this. Y'all, I thought I accidentally deleted my whole note. It's freaking out right now. But before that, everyone comes out. We get to see everyone's outfits, dresses, and these are those moments where I love being a woman because I'm like, there's little men can do, like Kyle said, to show a revenge dress. There's all you can do is just come out with your suit, or that's what they stick to. There's so much more you could do as styles choices, stylistically, if you will, that they just don't. They just come out and like, oh, we just look nice in fresh shoes. Then the women come out, okay? Because Ariana's revenge dress is talk of the town still till this day, okay? And you see Lindsay come out in red. She looks fantastic. Lindsay always makes the best style choices. That is a white woman with style and presence. I'm like, is she a Leo? Because she's fantastic. I know Kyle's a Leo. Like, do more, Kyle. The mohawk, the faux hawk, or whatever it was, or the whatever that thing is called in the back of his head. Terrible style choice. Mia looks beautiful. Mia's little outfit and they all have different unique personalities, and I love Mia's outfit. Bailey looks hot. Listen, those tatas sit up and sit pretty, no bra. Chef's kiss. And then, of course, we have the main character arrive. Sierra comes out and she walks across that stage and everyone gasps. She looks incredible. There's seldom times you can pick cream or a neutral color and look so fantastic. Her hair is the style piece. It's the statement piece, and you just see flattering through the rest of her. It's just so perfect and beautiful. I absolutely love it. Wes is following her with his eyes. Amanda looks so jealous. And I'm just like, she's so jealous of this woman. You could never be her. You can never be her. You can never touch the limelight that she has, the presence that she has, the grace. And you see how everyone in the bar where I am is just like, they're just taken back because, yes, we've seen pictures, but to see her walk across that stage is just like, wow. We're captivated. The audience is captivated. And the best revenge is looking fucking fantastic, girl. You definitely knocked that one out the park. Woo. So, at least she's got that going for her. Let's see. So Andy checks in which each of the cast member I think it was really hard to watch him talk about his struggles. I'm someone who struggled with self-harm. I have plenty of friends who struggle with self-harm. And the time that we're in, you will see more people juggling their mental health issues, okay? So him being so candid to say, it's not just mental health. I was diagnosed with bipolar. I did try to commit suicide. Sierra and Mia came and sat with me for a whole week and came almost every day to make sure I was okay. It's so honest, transparent, and real, and people need to hear this. I know so many Black men who struggle with bipolar disorder. So many. And I know even more. I know just as many who, let's say that again. And I know so many who have lost their lives to bipolar disorder. So for him to openly talk about his diagnosis, there's such a terrible stigma on BPD. There's such a terrible stigma on people who struggle with mental health issues or mental health disorders. And for him to just be open and this to be in direct contrast of the people on the couch next to him just lying about everything, it's such a commendable thing. And my heart really goes out to KJ. And I just love that Sierra and Mia really are not just the friends who say they'll be there, but they show up every single time. I'm telling y'all, they're the show. Them three, I'm like, why are we following these other people we don't care about? These people right here are the show. And these are those moments where I'm like, they're a real family. And I love that these three Black people got to be open. As toxic as the show is and all the other parts that like are really fucked up, these white people give them the space to actually express themselves, to open up about it. Even if they don't always get it, I enjoy that there were moments that they got to share and felt supported enough to tell the truth about what they were going through. Oh, it was really rough. And then we go over to Sierra and they talk about how Sierra was able to buy her grandfather's home, which was like the childhood home, her dad's childhood home, and how big of a deal that was, because Her father was upset about it. He didn't really understand. Her and her mom got to come together and, do this work on the house and build even more memories about it. And I hate that the scamanda of it all has overshadowed moments like this. It is, if I could buy my grandma's house right now, that'd be such a big deal. And for her to be so humble, and I love that Mia had to really be the person to say, I hate that you don't celebrate yourself enough. So many black women don't. We have been taught to stay in the shadows, support other people, uplift other people. So Mia took that time to say, no, this is a big fucking deal, Sierra. Everyone needs to know about this. Everyone needs to care about this. Everyone's not doing this. This is not something that's just common to do. You were able to buy and secure your grandparents' home and create more memories out of that. I don't understand how her dad doesn't get how big a deal that is. Even if it's not a smart investment, it is a impactful one. It's meaningful. It means a lot to her. And so I love that they will be able to create even more memories, new memories, renovated memories, if you will. And that Mia stood strong on being like, no, I hate that you don't celebrate yourself. Stop doing that shit. It pisses me off. I like Mia just so much. She's that friend that's like, I'm going to make sure that you know that you're special. And it's sad because she censored Amanda so much this season that she didn't even see how incredible that this was. And then Andy reads out the comment that says, you went from being capital to owning capital. And it's so beautiful that 5 generations removed from slavery, you were able to do this, which is so sentimental and beautiful. But I don't want to hear that coming from no white man. I immediately was like, ugh, I get it. He's the host. No one else can say it. Maybe you could have passed her the card and she could have read it. I just didn't want to hear that coming out your white ass mouth. Okay. And then we immediately go, oh, Wes, how do you feel about her? How did you feel about not being able to be a part of this? I don't give a fuck. I don't care what this man has to say. He's like, I wasn't able to, but at the end, she talked to me about it. That was nice. Yuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to hear what Wes thinks about anything that's happening in Sierra's life because he just says whatever he feels like is the best thing to say at the moment. And Lindsay calls him out for that shit. Lindsay's like, they talk about the kiss at the end. And Wes immediately says, oh, it was just ear stuff and it wasn't that big a deal. But we're watching them show the makeout session. And this is what I mean by he continues to try to manipulate the audience into thinking, oh, it's not what it is. It was just ear stuff. We were just kind of canoodling. No, it was a full-blown makeout session. And Amanda's like, yeah, I didn't know that it was as much as it was because Wes is a fucking liar. He's a fucking liar. And every bit of the way he minimizes anything that goes on with Sierra, it's kind of like, oh, Sierra was a fuck. I never cared about her. She knew I didn't want to be her boyfriend. Oh, we were just talking. But this white woman, this is my Sirius right over here. Sierra's a nighttime crush. This is my daytime, real life crush. He's so microaggressive and racist in the things that he chooses to say and the minimizing of the relationship. If you wanted to be fully fucking accountable, you could just say, I led her on. It wasn't okay. Now we are where we are, but we don't respect you because you're a fucking liar. And when he's saying things like Lindsay says, I almost want to believe you because it's just like, wow, you're just so good. You're so good at making us think that you mean all the things you say, whatever the audience wants to hear. You tell someone, I don't really want to be Sierra's boyfriend. Then you tell someone, I have a crush on Sierra. Then you tell Sierra, you let her spend nights at your house over the fall break. Y'all are working on things, but it was never that. You knew I didn't want to be a boyfriend. And now you're her best friend's boyfriend. How do you not see that there's a problem? That man is psychotic. Mia asks Wes, do you ever mean the things that you say when you're talking about Sierra? And he's like, yeah, but I never said I wanted to be her boyfriend. He doubles down on that. And he says it's because, and he's like, what did you do to show that? And he's like, well, I didn't have sex with her. You know damn well you didn't have sex with her because she didn't have sex with you. You're so easy. Let's not act like you wouldn't have sex with her if she wants to have sex with you. You didn't do anything to show that. And Andy says that. Well, we didn't see that. The audience didn't see that. He has so many opportunities to say, yeah, you're right. I could see how I fucked up. But it's always like, I only let her on for one weekend. It's not that big a deal. She should have known. The breadcrumbing is so wild. And that's when Lindsay said, You'll do the same thing to Amanda. You do all this. You pull these women, you pull them in, you allure them, and you just fucking drop them when it's nothing. And you'll do the same thing to Amanda. And this is the when the final words rang where Sierra's like, no, actually I think they may stay together because Amanda is exactly what Wes needs. A mute woman, a weak ass woman who will never hold him accountable or check him on anything. He can do whatever the fuck he wants in the company of her as long as he chooses her every day. That's exactly what he wants. Someone who's weak, who will dim everything and just be feeble and make them look like the main character. And that's what men like Wes want. That's what they think they want. They'll chase the girls who are amazing till they can humble them. And they'll keep the girl like Amanda who they can do whatever the fuck that they want at the same time as being with them. And that just stings Amanda. That is when she finally breaks down because she knows it's fucking true. She knows Sierra can see right through her. And she knows, as your best friend, I gave you the grace and tried to build you up. But this is who you are, bitch. You're a weak ass bitch. You're nothing but a damn doormat for men. And Kyle's like, Sierra, please. Because you're low-key talking to me. And she's like, that's your wife. You chose that. That ain't my wife. I don't have to stop or change the way that I feel or think. That's y'all. And I'm like, woo. The whole crowd, everybody is just like, I honestly feel like I was holding my breath the whole time because she was sharp with it. She didn't give a fuck. It's crazy. So many people in the comments are like, this was harsh, but she needed it. There ain't nothing harsher than fucking your best friend's boyfriend. There's nothing more harsh than that. Giving you a dose of reality is not harsh. It's just the reality. This situation is a harsh reality. So why don't y'all think about that when y'all think about the words that Sierra is saying? Sierra would never have to be this person, be hardened, respond in this way. This is not her normal self. This is not who she is on the inside. She's having to be this person to respond to something happening to her. And this is what we mean by when they say black women are loud, when they say black women are angry, when they say black women are aggressive. That is because we have to respond to so much of the bullshit that y'all do to us. We have to be in situations like this and respond in the nicest way, in the kindest way. Fuck that. Props to Sierra for saying, yeah, no, I'm going to say exactly what it is after y'all done me so wrong for so long. Shout out to her, okay? Because reunion part one was fantastic, okay? She left no crumbs. Andy said this was one of the best reunions, and we were like, boy, shut up, because you always say this. He was absolutely right. We're going to give that white man her things, okay? We're going to give her things this time because incredible. I will be sad for part 2. Part 3 will be here. Come back for more. We're going to keep recapping and talking about the ways in which these white people got my girl Sierra fucked up. That's it. That's all. Peace.